So welcome back children with another session of social studies. So in this session we will discuss about the climatic conditions. Right. Now we all know there are various factors that affect the climate of a place. So which are the factors? First, distance from the equator or the latitude, height above the sea level or the altitude, direction of the winds, humidity and distance from the sea. So these are the various factors that affect the climate of a place. Let's see them one by one. First we have that is distance from the equator. So as we have studied earlier also, the places which are near the equator receive the direct rays of the sun and remain hotter than the places which are far away from the equator. So the farther away from the equator, the colder the climate becomes. Alright, now the sun rays fall vertically over the equator, but as we go towards the poles, the sun rays become slanted and therefore such places remain cooler than the places which are near the equator. Okay. Next we have that is the height above the sea level, or we can call it the altitude. Now the height of a place above the sea level is called its altitude. Okay. Now we all like to go to the hill stations during the summers. Now what is the reason behind it? The reason is that the hill stations have a higher altitude and they remain cool in summers. So the higher we go, the cooler it becomes. Okay. Now as the height increases, the temperature decreases. So two places having equal distance from the equator or lying on the same latitude can have different climates. That is, one may remain cool while the other may have a hot climate in summers. So this difference is because of the different altitudes. That is, for example, we can see Ludhiana and Shimla. So Shimla is relatively colder than Ludhiana. Okay, because of the altitude. Shimla is a bit higher than Ludhiana. Alright. Now, next we have that is the direction of the winds. Now we all know that wind is the movement of air from one place to another. Alright. So direction of the wind influences the climate of a place. Now the wind carries moisture. Alright. If the wind comes from a hot area, it increases the temperature of a place. But if the wind comes from a cold area, it makes the place cooler. Now in summer, suppose Delhi becomes hot because of the hot winds, or which we call it as Loo, that blows from Rajasthan. Alright, and in the winter times it becomes cold because of the cold winds that blow from the Himalayas. So naturally one place, because of the direction of the winds, Delhi is too hot in the summertime and too cold in the winter time. Understood? So next move on to the next topic, that is humidity. Now what is humidity? Humidity refers to the amount of water vapor in the air. Right? That is the amount of water vapor that is present in the air. Now humidity also affects the climate of a place. Alright. Now the wind which comes from the sea brings a lot of water vapor. Such winds bring rainfall. Alright. So the coastal areas receive more rainfall than the other regions. Alright. So these help these regions to remain cool. Understood? So the sea not only keeps the temperature down but also helps in rainfall. Okay. Now if there are mountains nearby, the moisture carrying winds are stopped by them, causing rainfall. And sometimes instead of rainfall, snowfall occurs at very cold places. Alright. Next, distance from the sea. Now, coastal areas are neither hot nor cold. So basically they have a moderate type of climate. Alright. Now, sea breeze keeps the coastal areas cool in summers, and the same sea breeze keeps them warm in the winter time. So, the places that are away from the sea are very hot in summers and extremely cold in winters. So this type of climate is called extreme climate. Alright. So land heats up faster and cools faster than the water. So that's why in the desert areas it is very much extreme type of climate. Alright. In the daytime it is too hot, and in the night time it is too cold. Alright. Next we see that is sea breeze and land breeze. Now, as we know, the land heats up faster and also cools faster than water. Okay. So in the daytime the land heats up faster than the sea. So the air above the land is heated, it expands and it rises. Now the cool air above the sea is denser and it moves in to replace the warmer air in the land. So this sets up a sea breeze. Now at night, the opposite thing, the reverse thing happens. The land cools faster than the sea. The air above the land is now cooler than the air above the sea. A convection current is set up in the opposite direction. So this is called a land breeze. Alright. Now, we see that the coastal areas like Chennai, Kolkata and Mumbai, they have moderate type of climate. The same way, whereas if we look into places like Delhi and Jaipur, they have extreme type of climate. Now what is the reason? The reason is the temperature of a place near the sea is affected by the sea, and the temperature of a place near the desert is affected by the desert itself. So because of this, the coastal areas have moderate climate, and places like Delhi, Jaipur, they have extreme type of climate. Understood? So that's all we have in this session. Hope it helped you a lot. See you in the next session. Bye bye.